Hi there, welcome to a demo of RunLLM. RunLLM is an AI-powered technical support engineer that saves your team time, accelerates customer adoption, and generates valuable insights from customer interactions. It does that by becoming an expert in your product, from reading your documentation, guides, and APIs in order to answer customer questions. So let's dive in to see how RunLLM works. We'll start by creating a new assistant that's an expert on the MLflow open source project from Databricks. An assistant is made up of data sources that you provide, like documentation or code examples, that helps RunLLM understand how to use your product. Those data sources are combined with a fine-tuned LLM that's narrowly tailored to be an expert on your product alone. Typically, your documentation is the most important data source you can provide, but supplemental information from blogs, customer conversations, and past support tickets all help increase the breadth and the depth of the answers that RunLLM provides. We'll start by ingesting the MLflow documentation. We'll name our data source, point it at the right URL, and tell RunLLM to crawl all the pages it finds under the docs site. RunLLM will use an AI-powered data pipeline to read and analyze the documentation and annotate it with metadata like the topic of the document and what types of questions it can be used to answer as we're constructing the knowledge base. Once this job is finished, RunLLM will fine-tune a custom language model that's narrowly tailored to be an expert on your product. It's the combination of the data from the documentation and other data sources, as well as the custom LLM, that leads to the highest quality answers to customer questions. Once our assistant is fully trained, we can deploy it on our documentation site or on tools like Slack, Discord, and Zendesk in order to answer customer questions. Here, we'll look at the MLflow documentation site, and we'll start by asking a simple question, like, can you show me how to do a parameter sweep in Python with data from a CSV file? We'll use the expertise of the fine-tuned LLM combined with the data in the knowledge base to synthesize an answer to this question. You'll see there's a quick overview at the top, followed by a detailed example that even cites exactly the file name that we asked it to use. But RunLLM's support experience goes far beyond typing some text in and getting some text back. For example, I'm going to upload a screenshot of a question that I took from the MLflow community. I'm not going to tell RunLLM anything other than to just answer this question. RunLLM will automatically figure out what the question was asking, find the relevant data in order to answer the question, and synthesize an answer for me based on the information that it found in the underlying knowledge base. This allows developers to provide much more detail to their questions when they're providing them to RunLLM for support purposes. With RunLLM in production, on our admin UI, you will automatically see insights that are generated to help you understand what your users are doing. As you can see on the right-hand side here, RunLLM is answering close to 5,000 questions a month for the MLflow community. Each one of these questions is automatically categorized into a separate category that helps you understand what your users are asking about and where their focus is. We can even see the individual questions that customers are asking and make sure that the answers that are being provided for any particular question match our expectations. Finally, RunLLM can help us improve and maintain our documentation over time. Here you can see an example of a case where RunLLM automatically identified an inconsistency between a community Slack message and our documentation. Telling RunLLM which data source is correct helps it provide more accurate answers over time, and also helps it make suggestions to you about how you can improve your documentation. RunLLM can also help you proactively maintain your docs. You can connect the tool to your code repository and your documentation repository. And whenever you make a new pull request updating your code, you can ask RunLLM to update the docs as well. What you'll see is something like this: a pull request made directly against your documentation that has an explanation of the changes that were made, as well as some direct edits to your documentation that help keep your documentation as up to date as possible. So that's it for now, but we're constantly working on more, including automated code execution, detecting and filing bugs, and providing more nuanced and specific answers to customer questions. If you're interested in learning more, please go to runllm.com to sign up for early access. Thanks for watching.